What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cover Price Top 10 show for March 9. Joining me tonight are the boys. We've got Izzy, we've got Travis. Let's go around the horn and say hi. Travis, how you been, sir?
Good. What's up, y'all? What's up, chat? Welcome back. What's up, everybody watching on the replay? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Got a fun list. I'm excited about this. Top 10 list has been fun the last couple weeks. This is good stuff. So, yeah, looking forward to it. How you guys?
Yeah, I'm recovering, man. I want to give a shout out to everybody who hit me up again for. I haven't done my Sunday show for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. My kids are on spring break, man, since last weekend. I am sore. Like, dude, they had me going to like trampoline parks. They had me going to play hockey outside for 3 hours. They had me going to the arcades. They had me going everywhere. And boy, man, did we have fun, but I'm feeling it. Plus, well, there were a couple concerts involved, man. So that was fun. I got to go to Rise Against on Thursday. Last night, went to Bad Omens with Beartooth. What a great show, man. Bad Omens, dude. I'm telling you guys, they are on another level live. Like, amazing, dude.
Yeah, I have unfortunately not been able to see them live, but I do know I have heard good things, and you just confirmed that as of last night. So that's pretty fantastic. I'm glad you guys got to check that out. I'm sure it was fun.
Yeah, I was kidnapped by Pacino. Those of you who watch on Sundays know who Pacino is. He had a notorious moment a few weeks ago. And yeah, man, shout out to Pacino. It was actually, dude, on Thursday, it was his first ever concert. Guy's creeping up on 40. Imagine. But yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll be back as of this Sunday. So 9 p.m. Eastern time. You know where to find me. Yeah, no, I'll be there. It's guaranteed. I'll be there. But hey, I'm not the only one who had fun. I know Izzy had fun as well over the
I had a blast. I was hanging out at King Kong on Saturday. It was Saturday, right? Yeah, it was on Saturday. We're hanging out at King Kong. Got to see a lot of people. Got to see some people from the chat that I don't always get to see. So thanks for stopping by. Boy, I know this is a top 10 show, but the books that I was able to pick up at this show, so happy. But you know what they didn't have? The one book I couldn't find for the life of me. And yeah, that guy right there, Cliff on Comics, is kind of happy about it. They did not have the first appearance of Simbi. I couldn't find a Simbi for the life of me. So I'm on a mission to get the first cover appearance, well, the first true cover appearance of Simbi, because there's a couple of them. I want that cover of Amazing Spider-Man 11.
Do you not have a copy?
No, I missed out.
I snagged one of those.
I got the other one that just happens to be the J. Scott Campbell cover.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, I remember you got that one. You got that
slightly
one,
a bit more expensive.
Graded. Yep.
Simbi down.
I like that.
It's gonna be Izzy's next band name. But yeah, dude, you got to get yourself a copy, man.
I got in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, is it 2 or 3 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks. I'll be at C2E2. That's my next chance to find Simbi. And I'll be on a mission to find Simbi.
I think the bigger mission is going to be to find it under like $15. That's going to be your mission.
That's actually my goal price. My goal price will be 15, maybe 10.
Okay, that's fair.
If I see someone selling it for 15, I'm going to try to haggle my way down to 10.
Yeah.
And then I'll give them a shout out.
So any vendors at C2E2 watching this.
And just to let you know, you will get a shout out at the top 10 show if I get that book there. That's it. Done.
I think they'd rather take the money than a shout out, to be honest.
It's not an expensive book, but let's get into these books, because these books are the ones that we're really going to be talking about today. And you know what? We haven't even decided who's going first.
Yeah, so no, we did. You are.
We did.
Yeah. It's all you, big dog.
So let's do this.
We will do it, guys. As you heard, Izzy is chasing that Simbi book, and that is all because he doesn't pre-order. And tonight's list might remind you that pre-ordering is a good idea. That's right. We're here to talk about the top 10 books throughout the entire week. Now, of course, when it comes to the top 10 list, well, we're looking at units sold, percentage growth, and just how much coin people are spending on the aftermarket. So with that, we're going to get into tonight's runner-up before we kick off the actual top 10. Izzy, what do we have here?
Coming in at the runner-up spot is not...
Murder drones. Murder joke. No, it's a joke. It's a joke, guys.
Drones.
Hold on. We're taking a jab at the crew because they made a typo. It's not Murder Drones #1. It's Nectar. You know it. But anyway.
Yo, you're killing me here. You're killing me. It's Nectar #1. It is the Danny Luckert 1 in 40 variant that came out by Vault Comics. This has a high sale of $100 near mint. Top graded sale we don't have anymore at the moment. But we have a fair market value of $84 with 9 copies tracked. Keep in mind, Nectar is so hot that even though, spoiler alert, it did not make the top 10, it is all over the runner-ups. So from 19, 16, 13, 12, and actually 11, everything is Nectar there. Whether it is the 1 in 40, the 1 in 10, the 1 in 50, the 1 in 100. The book is hot. People are picking it up. People are excited about butterflies making people doing wild things in Salem, Massachusetts. And that's why this book is still here. You know, it's cooled down because everybody pre-ordered and spend more money than they probably supposed to. I was very fortunate enough to get me my regular cover A. And yes, guys, I got it for cover price. But one thing I will say, and we'll talk about another book that's on this list. There was a line for this book specifically at Midtown Comics. So shout out to Midtown Comics.
Yeah, this one really did have that kind of buzz to it. I guess butterflies don't buzz, but it had some serious buzz to it when it dropped, and was fortunate enough to have somebody send me a digital copy of it to read, and it was really cool. Really excited about it. I did get also a copy of the cover A. It is not here yet, but I did get it for a cover price as well, so that was nice. So waiting on that, and wait, no, I didn't get it for cover price. Crap, no, I didn't. That's not one of the ones I no, it's not. Well, it wasn't much higher than cover price. Either way, you win some, you lose some. But I did enjoy the read, and was very, 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 very interested in it. It's definitely something I'm going to stick with for a while. So cool book. This is a really cool cover. I dig this. I don't think I saw this one initially when it dropped, but really, really, really like it.
Yep, I thought that the read was great. I'm going to be honest. I'm on board. I picked up the cover A. Guys, the not safe for work variant. That's right. The blind, well, not blind bag. The not safe for work. It's really what it is. Suspiria cover.
It is kind of a blind bag because you don't really see the image on the bag.
Yeah, fair, but not the case.
No.
And Suspiria is also doing a cover for issue 2. I got to see it. Looks amazing. I shared it with you guys in our chat, and I'm sure if you go check on Google, if you just write like what it is, you'll come across it. Fair warning, disclaimer: you might see some things, but there's
or maybe one thing.
Yeah, exactly. But beautiful cover. Suspiria knocked it out of the park. And same thing here with this variant, dude. This is the 1 in 40. It's not a 1 in 10. We're aware there's a typo here, guys. But Danny Luckert, beautiful cover. I love this. We saw a lot of the ratios take off, man. Shack's cover was just so good. And dude, they're
that
all
one sold instantly.
Yeah, dude, the way
gone instantly.
It took off, but the read itself was great. So I tend to say this rather often. I may sound repetitive, but for the sake of read, I hope everyone gets a chance to pick up a copy, just a regular cover A if possible. Give it a read, man. It was really good. I enjoyed it, and I'm on board, and I'm totally picking up the Suspiria up next. But for tonight's runner-up, guys, we've got Nectar #1, the Danny Luckert 1 in 40 ratio, high sale. $100 for near mid. No graded sales yet. And I don't see exactly. Oh, so hold on. 7-day growth trend of 63%. There you go. See, improv. But we made it through the typo. But now there's no more typos. We get to kick off the top 10. Travis, what do we got?
Oh, I had to have this one. Absolute Evil #1 is coming in at number 10 tonight. This is the Giuseppe Camuncoli and Stefano Nesi regular cover A. We saw a top raw sale of this book, $20 for a near mint plus. It had a high graded sale of $85 for a CGC 9.8. Fair market value on this one is about $11, about 44 copies tracked. All right, I am excited to talk about this book because I think we sort of beat the dead horse when it came to All In Special #1, which is hilarious considering tonight's list. But we really did. That book stayed low for a long time. It sat on shelves for a long time. This book has done something kind of similar with a lot of first appearances. I mean, even with the hype of the Absolute Universe, this one has sort of stayed kind of under the radar so far, and you're getting a lot of first appearances here. Absolute Lex Luthor, Absolute Green Arrow, Absolute Hawkman, Absolute Justice League. Like this book sets up a lot of the a lot of what I think they're looking to do going forward in this universe, and starts the stories for a lot of things. So this is a really cool book. This is it's a good read. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't read it, it's really like when you finish it, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm really looking forward to what the next year of this is going to hold, because it really kind of ups the stakes a little bit for the entire universe.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And it is a twisted take on the Justice League and who they are. And more importantly, I think what's driving this book right now is the Absolute Green Arrow series that's about to come. So this is his first appearance of Hawkman, Lex Luthor, but it's all about that Green Arrow right now. And I think we learned something about Green Arrow in this issue that's directly tied to the Absolute Green Arrow story. And just like you said, a lot of these side Absolute books that came out, or All In, which is the starter of it all, they're hidden as far from the public eye until people start saying, oh wait, I need to get this book too, because this was a one shot. It wasn't like something that there was multiple series, so it never really had a chance to grow by itself with as a series. It was thrown out. It came out at a time where most people didn't even know it was out, and those people did pick it up. I'm happy to say I have my copy, and you know what I'm saying. And I think that's one of the things. Just like All In, this was a sleeper that now people are starting to pick up.
Yep. And sorry, Lando, go ahead.
No,
buddy.
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and still at a fair market value of $11. And you're getting this many first appearances. I mean, it's still not a terrible value, as long as this book has been out. So, I don't think if you're looking to get a hold of this book and you can get it at that price, I don't think that's necessarily a bad use of $10. If you're into the Absolute stuff, it's kind of like All In set around that, cover price up to $10, and it was still a good value. Now, it's gone up. Not to say that this one will do the same, but I think if you're into the Absolute stuff and you're excited about that Absolute Green Arrow series, which a lot of people are, including myself, I think I think you're still in a decent value right now, as long as this FMV holds.
Yeah. Well, look, obviously, when it comes to such books, I want to actually add a little more to what Travis was saying. How of course, DC All In was one that was hanging around for a while, and then we got later prints. Same thing with this one. We ended up getting the second print where the Absolute Evil logo is green. And when it comes to these characters that were introduced within this issue, Al Ewing did an amazing job with this one. But I have to say, and Travis, you're reading Absolute Superman, right? Like for me, Jason Aaron with the story related to Lex Luthor took this to another level. If you guys read the last issue, oh my god, like that epilogue that really touched on Lex Luthor, what he's been through, etc. It gives me a clear picture of where they're going to go with this. Like I pretty much feel like it's going to be the opposite, right? Where in our universe that we've come to know Superman this whole time, like he ended up losing his home and everything, whereas now Lex Luthor, dude, saw it firsthand. Everybody died. Kind of, I want to say it's kind of like Supergirl, right?
Yeah,
and
it's
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the Absolute Superman series, if a series could be under the radar for just pure story. Like, I think that one is probably extremely under the radar. I mean, people are getting to it, but I mean, really, Batman and Wonder Woman have been kind of out front for these series. But Superman has really, it's had some moments, and several times throughout that run, I've sat there and said, man, that might be the best issue of the month.
Yeah.
of the
let's
three.
let's not forget Chainsaw Brainiac.
The take on Brainiac was super cool and very entertaining. I mean, I remember I could not stop turning pages when that Brainiac was front and center. So a lot of fun in that series, and I, like I said, I think maybe of the Trinity books, probably the most underrated of the three by far.
Yeah. Agreed, man. I love this, and happy to see it on the list, because at number 10, we've got Absolute Evil number 1, Giuseppe Camuncoli and Stefano Nesi on this one. Regular cover, top raw sale, $20 for a near mint plus. Top graded sale, $85 for a 9.87-day trend of 190%. Izzy, what do we got at number 9?
At number 9, we got Narco number 1, the Daniel Hillyard and Dave Stewart regular. We have a top raw sale of $35 near mint, no graded sales. We got 7-day trend of $110. So 110%. I said dollars, but maybe one day. No, guys, this is not a story about a Colombian drug lord. This is a story about a guy who has narcolepsy, and he gets excited. He passes out pretty much. And during that time, he witnesses the murder of a girl that he likes. And it's done by the creative team of Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillyard, who most people know from books like Plastic, Vinyl, Plush. I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. So there is some heat behind the creative team of the story. But it is one of these books that, just like the books that we've been dealing with the last couple of weeks with, with Dork, with White Sky, with, what we just talked about, Nectar. This is just happens to be the next book in that list of indie titles that people have been really clamoring for. Every time, a new book comes out, they're coming in and they get it. Narcos does have the buzz, but not only does it have the buzz, it also has the buzz of Doug Wagner and Daniel Hillyard. That's the creative team behind it, and that's a creative team that people are very happy to talk about and read books of. So, yeah, that's part of the reason. I know we're going to talk a little bit more about the concept behind the story. I think that's a little better left for later. But overall, we got 5 issues. We got issue number 1 that's out now. It's a good one. This is one that I think it's really worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, JSS totally got me. He shared narcolepsydisrupts.com. Sorry. I couldn't help it. So guys, every week we do this, right? Like, it's our same old song and dance. There's nothing more quintessentially the top 10 show aside from me not having a big book, and this is one that I don't have and missed out on, and it's gonna, good. I'm happy for you. Yeah, I didn't get this one. I wanted it and then realized I didn't have it. I got
it when I got the Nectar.
Yeah, so that's a good call. Yeah, I didn't get this one. I am going to read it. I'm excited about reading it. I love this cover, by the way. I mean, come on, man.
I like this cover and also the Invincible crossover one. Where they're all
yes. Now, okay, so time out. I did get that one.
So you're okay.
So I'm okay.
At least you got the story. You got the story.
Right, exactly. I just don't have the cover A, and that's fine. But yeah, this is the one on the list this week that, there's always one that I'm like, oh man, this is the one I'm kind of beating myself up on this week.
Yeah.
Looks good though.
I'm happy to have picked this up, man. The book itself, you guys were talking about it, the narcolepsy. It happens a few times within the issue, and he's got himself kind of like, he's got like what seems to be an Apple Watch or whatever, and he's tracking his BPMs, making sure he's good, and the second he gets excited, he just knocks out. But the story behind this, and exactly how it takes a drastic turn as we get towards the end of the issue, like he's crushing over this girl, man, and his group of friends, they seem pretty cool. You know what I mean? The exchanges are pretty much like the exchanges we would have amongst the boys. You know what I mean? Like it's really a fun read. The narcolepsy thing, man, I don't know how it's gonna play out throughout the issues throughout the story, but clearly he was passing out at some of the wrong times within the
He
issue.
gets excited. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
Exactly, man. You know what it kind of
Haven't you passed out when you get excited?
I pass out for other reasons, but not excitement, that's for sure. It reminded me, dude. You ever watch Deuce Bigelow?
Oh yeah.
Long time ago, bro.
You remember when you had to tie the girl's hair and when they're eating soup?
Oh,
and-
when she was bowling.
Yeah, and then she goes down the lane.
I'm not gonna lie. I have witnessed someone with narcolepsy in the train. It was a scary moment too, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but Deuce Bigelow, man, they had fun with that. But here within this issue, man, like I said, it was a good read. I totally want to read issue number 2 because of that big, moment that happens within this issue. Like I said, unfortunately, the dude goes down at the wrong times, but he is addicted to Pop-Tarts, man. So,
and it's funny because when you look at this image, at first you think it's just an image of he's smiling, right? Because it kind of looks like he's smiling or he has his teeth out, like it's just some kind of animation style art, but it's actually a Pop-Tart in his mouth right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a great first issue, like I said, and I'm totally gonna give the next one a read. Crazy to see that this is on the list, but again, no surprise with everything that's going on as of late. Because guys, at number 9, we've got Narco. Number 1, Daniel Hillyard and Dave Stewart. Regular cover, top raw sale, $35 for near mint. No graded sales yet. 7-day trend of 110%. Travis, what do we got next?
Oh, he's back. Dork number 1, the second printing Brett Bean cover. Top raw sell on this one, $40 with no graded sales as of yet, with a fair market value of $11. So there might be some deals to be had still. 140 copies tracked here. So listen, we've talked about Dork nonstop. It has been an absolute phenomenon. The second print, did have a 1 per store thank you variant that was a pretty much this cover, just no trade dress, and that book was very, very, very sought after. It sold for big numbers on the aftermarket. This one is kind of a good runner-up, and it's also a good runner-up if you missed that cover A, like me. And so I'm excited to finally get my copies of Dork. Yeah, it's a good get. When I found out it was moving to a second printing, I definitely went out and grabbed one because I was kicking myself after the cover A problem.
You still don't have one?
No, remember I thought I ordered it and I thought it was in a box sitting downstairs. Then I opened it and it was not in that box. So no, I don't have it.
I may have extras, so I'll see if I can.
I thought I ordered it after you photo.
Getting love. I'm not getting love.
Did you get one?
No, I got second printing.
Well, I was gonna tell Travis, like, if I have extras, I'll totally send him pictures of myself with them. That's it. Like, you can just enjoy that.
I wanted it after
Brett
I got
in a couple of weeks about that. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Brett about this.
after we got the Travis variant of Dork number 1.
Yeah.
I really wanted a copy. But I wasn't able to get one. But that's okay. I got this one. I'm excited. It's on the way. So it's really cool. But yeah, this has been kind of the thing that started it all, right? I mean, we've got a second printing. We're going to a third printing. So if you still didn't get one and you want to read this story and you want to get it, you can go get that third printing. It should be available for pre-order pretty soon, and if it's not already. And yeah, so this is awesome and like I said earlier, kind of a nice runner-up if you didn't get that 1 per store. That thing was really sought after when it dropped.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Izzy, you got anything you want to add to this?
Yeah. So my plan for this book, since I have my copy, I will be at C2E2. I will meet Brett Bean face to face, and I will have him sign it and personalize it. What should it say?
Yeah, butthead, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
There you go. So we're gonna get a butthead copy of Dork number 1.
If I knew you could keep it in pristine condition, you could get him to sign a hot dog. Didn't necessarily what he said you had in your hand? You have a hot
I know.
dog.
I have someone in our community that has a fetish with hot dogs, but I'm not going to say anything else.
I actually don't want to know more about that. But what I will say is that one, it was an absolute honor and a privilege to actually be able to sit down and talk with Brett Bean. I don't know if you guys caught the new comic book day show last week, but Gabe and I actually got to talk to him about it, and some things that were, kind of not revealed, but like discussed was just awesome. We got to know Brett Bean, the guy, you know what I mean? Who he is as a human being. And it was awesome to really just have that chat and get to know him. And then, regarding this, guys, the second printing, I saw somebody here say that, it sold out. Yeah, it did. This came close to 20. I think it was very close to 25,000 copies on pre-order, which is wild because the issue number 2 ended up hitting like 70,000 copies on pre-order. So huge jump from the first print to the second issue. And we don't from the first issue to second issue, and we don't always see that, you know what I mean? Normally we see a drop off, whereas in this case we end up seeing this completely ramp up, and it did the same numbers on the aftermarket. And Brett made it very clear to us last week how the first printing came very close as well to the same numbers as the second printing. So that being said, prime reasons to pre-order. It's as simple as that. I hope everybody has a shop they can connect with to get their pre-orders in, because you don't want to be pulling off a Wednesday Warrior. It is the worst feeling ever, dude. I hate being a Wednesday Warrior, trying to go out and pick up something you missed out on. Oh,
it's brutal. It's brutal.
Very rough.
Got to be for us here in New York. When we go to Midtown, we're there at 8:00 in the morning. Now let me give you a little stories about it. So when I arrived there, I arrived there around 7:30 a.m. Doors open at 8:00 in Midtown Comics in Times Square area. So when we get there, a line started forming, and with that line, it Midtown always has a little line before the doors open. But it's not a long line. You're talking about maybe 10, 20 people tops. This thing went around the block, and it was for Dork and Nectar. That's what it was. So what Midtown Comics ended up doing is they ended up creating a second line. So when you arrive to the shop, and once you go up the stairs, if anybody knows Midtown, you got to go up the stairs. Forbidden Planet is pretty good at it. No one thinks about Forbidden Planet in that same way, but when you go there, they decided to make a separate line if you wanted a copy of Dork and Nectar, and they were only selling it one per person. So you could get your copy of Nectar and a copy of Dork, so you were allowed to get both, you were allowed to get them at CovrPrice's, and that was it. And when it came to Nectar, you were only allowed to get one copy of Nectar if it was whichever variant you wanted. So you couldn't get like 2 copies of 2 different variants. It was literally one book per person. And I tell you, I've never really seen anything like that in Midtown Comics for a comic book in general. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a line of that. And it was really because it wasn't 1 but 2 comics. But during that, you also had the Narco book that people started creeping in on, as well as some of these other books as well.
Yeah. Well, again, prime reason right there. Pre-order your books, guys. Number 8, Dork. Number 1, the Brett Bean. Second printing, top raw sale. $40 for near mint plus. No graded sales yet, but 7-day trend of 123%. We've talked about books that have come out recently, but imagine we're now going to talk about books that are still not out. Number 7, what do we have?
So at number 7 is our next book that is a pre-order that's already getting people hyped up, and that is for number 7, 51 number 1. This is the Joke regular cover. We have a top raw sale of $25 near mint. No graded sales at the moment. 7-day trend of 152% with $22 at a fair market value. And we tracked already 43 copies of this book. It's another one of these books that no one really understands why it's getting hype. It's just getting hype. Mad Cave seems to be doing really good with these books, because this is the second time we see a Mad Cave book in our list in the last couple of weeks. It's about aliens, guys. And it's kind of throwing me back to that Alien movie that came out years ago that I think it had the voice of The Rock in it. I don't know if it had a similar title or something like that, but this is a new book. Like I said, I don't know much about it. I don't even know much about the creative team behind it, but it is something.
Yeah.
I think this is cool. I definitely want to read this. I don't know if I see myself going and grabbing it on the aftermarket at this price. Definitely something I want to pick up though at some point and read. So maybe a collected edition or something like that, because who doesn't love aliens, right? So this is cool. Yeah, it looks really interesting. At least from what I can see on the cover, it looks pretty neat.
Yeah. So yeah, no, clearly there's a snowball effect here happening, right? With some of these indie books that are coming out and people seeing, I guess, potentials or whatever it may be on certain titles. But here we have one that, again, we're going to say went under the radar. As you can see, both Travis and Izzy completely slept on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Wasn't on your radar, and it is what it is. But speaking radar as well, what is it about? Well, it's pretty much going to dive into, like, what if all secrets from like Area 51 leaked out into the world, right? That's what you're going to be getting here, and there's a lot more. But again, it kind of feels like this is just one of those books that, with the recent trends that we've been seeing on indie books, just, people not ordering up too many, I guess then this becomes talked about, whether it be social media or whatever it may be. People start to, there's a buzz going around, and then people are looking for this. And obviously, with not many copies ordered, and shops, probably not getting. I even had somebody here in the chat just recently say that some shops, you can pre-order all you want, but then they don't even give you your copies, right? So that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, if your shop does that, I would strongly recommend looking for a new shop.
Yeah.
100%.
That's my personal opinion. They should not. If you ordered something already and you pre-ordered it and you paid for it, you deserve to get it.
Yeah.
Period.
No, 100%. But anyways, the dishonest shops thing, we can have that conversation for days. I don't want to dive into that, but do find a new shop. I will recommend that. But yeah, no. So it looks like it's going to be a good time, a fun read. It totally piques my interest. And as you can see, it's piquing interest for others as well, because on the aftermarket, well, people are spending a little bit of coin because, guys, at number 7, we've got 51. Number 1, the Jock regular cover. Not that Jock. It's a new Jock. Top raw sale, $25 for near mint. Top graded sale, none yet, but 7-day trend of 152%. Here's a fun cover that we're going to get to talk about. And number 6, Travis, what do we got?
Oh, yeah, this one showed up on the doorstep today. Number 6, we've got Marvel Team Up number 14, the Todd McFarlane and Dave McCaig facsimile from this year. We had a top raw sale of this book for $18, a high graded sale of $70 for a CGC 9.8 with a fair market value of about $16. 184 copies tracked. This thing is moving, folks, and check it out. I mean, let's be honest, this is kind of a white whale issue for a lot of Invincible collectors. A Todd McFarlane cover with Todd doing some Spider-Man work, doing some Invincible work. It's a beauty of a cover. And this one seems, they did plenty of covers for this Marvel Team Up facsimile, and of all of them, this one seems to be the one that's gaining the most attention right now, and it's really cool. Did you notice on these facsimiles, so when they released the blind bag variants for Battle Beast, they put a copy of what is now the cover A of this release as a foil inside the blind bags, and for that they put the image logo where the Marvel logo would have been on the original Marvel Team Up number 14. They kept that with this one too. I think that's a cool little thing, a nice little kind of a different, I don't know. I like stuff like that. So that little switch up of putting the image logo up top and putting Marvel underneath it's just kind of a neat little touch, and I think it's really neat. So I couldn't pass this up. Todd Father with Spider-Man and Invincible. I mean, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. I love the Spawn shop down in the bottom too. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's been 31 years since Todd McFarlane officially drew Spider-Man. And that's why this book is on this list. That is the number one reason this book is on this list, because people want to see him draw Spider-Man, and this is his first Spider-Man since leaving Marvel 31 years ago. I'm still amazed that this, I'm not so much amazed that it's sold out, but I am amazed that there wasn't enough copies for everybody, because I would have figured they would have printed the crap out of this book just because of that factor. You know what I mean? I got 2 copies
Nice.
because I'm happy, because again, I'm one of those guys. And I just love, like you said, the Spawn shot, but also the last thing that Todd wrote in his last Spider-Man was by Todd. Spidey saying bye, Todd. And in this book, he says, hi, Todd. He's acknowledging that he just made a quick, though it was brief, a quick return to drawing Spider-Man. And it is a slightly different from what we remember him drawing his Spider-Man.
Well,
Just
yes
slightly.
and no. Yes and no. To be honest with you, that issue that you're talking about is Spider-Man issue 16, and it's the exact same pose when it comes to Spider-Man. As you could see, he's doing that pose and saying bye to Todd, right?
Yeah.
So with that, you see it there. Paying homage to this was actually really neat. I thought that was a fantastic touch by the Todd father himself. And as you guys were saying, Todd McFarlane, it's been decades since he's drawn something for a comic book. Now, what was interesting to see is with the release of this, a lot of people were saying, you know what? Yeah, it is true that there's been quite some time here in between since, Todd McFarlane actually had a Spider-Man cover that he drew for a comic. But there have been other covers that have come out, and I'll give you an example. I don't know if you guys remember, there was the Symbiote Spider-Man #1, which was a hidden gem. I think it was like a 1 in, I don't remember what the ratio was.
I have that book.
But
I
that,
know.
that hidden gem, you guys know how the hidden gems work, right? This is like old art type thing being used for the cover, etc. So that started to gain a bit of traction as well, right? On the aftermarket, people were paying attention to that one and flocking to it. But was it specifically drawn? Not to my knowledge. That was not anywhere close to a fresh drawing that was used.
No, that was a pinup for a previous issue. I know this because as a kid, I had that image as a poster, a puzzle actually, and it was a poster, and I loved it so much. At first, at first glance, you don't know it's a McFarlane because it's kind of like his transitioning from the way he drew Spider-Man when he started to where he ended up making Spider-Man look with the big eyes and things like that. So it was a transition where it has the black simian costume hanging, and he's kind of like in the sewer, and Spidey's there. So I had that one. Recently just picked up that book. Me and that you're talking, I recently picked it up like maybe a couple of weeks ago. I just picked it up because I love that book. I love that cover so much. And then there's the Overstreet Price guy where he drew Spider-Man and Spawn together. That's the other time. But I think in an actual official comic book,
Yeah, exactly.
Though it's a cover, we're seeing him doing Spider-Man once again, and that's just awesome. That to me is saying he might come back soon, because he has said he will eventually do it again. He said the day will come that he will do it.
I mean, we could all hope for that. You know what I mean?
He went on the record saying that the day will come that he will do Spidey again.
Yeah, I hope he does. I would love to see it. But yes, there was the Overstreet. That's another example. And that was a drawing that he had done for that. But again, that's considered a paperback, right? It's not considered a comic book. So when it comes to the comics, that's what pretty much got people's attention here. But one thing I do want to address before we actually move on to the next book, I saw somebody here in the chat asking if we actually hold on. If we take questions. So I apologize, I can't find that in the comments, but somebody asked that. You know what, I think I'm gonna actually have this talk. Yeah, we'll take questions for sure at all times, but obviously we want to be a little cautious here when it comes to time. We don't want to go too long, but maybe we could put a request over at Cover Price. Maybe we can hop on an off night and just have conversations with you guys, man. Take a bunch of questions. I'd love to do that, man. I just want to geek out with everybody who shows up every single week. And, obviously we appreciate you guys. You guys are part of this channel, part of the conversation every single week. So don't forget that. But at number 6, Marvel Team Up, issue 14, the Todd McFarlane, Dave McCaig, 2026 Facsimile, top raw sale. $18 for a near mint, top graded sale, none yet, but 7-day trend of 194%. We are now at the halfway mark, 40 minutes in, dear Lord. But please hit the like button, comment below if you're catching the replay, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We hope to catch you here every single week. What do we got at number 5?
At number 5, coming back is Narco. Number 1, the Daniel Hillyard Hitchcock Homage. We have a top raw sale of $20 near mint plus. No graded sales at the moment. We have a fair market value of $12, and we tracked 36 copies with a percentage of 205% for this book. Again, we talked a little bit about this book and the story behind it, but it is a very much an homage to Hitchcock movies and what they're all about. That's the purpose behind this one specifically. When people saw it, it does have that Hitchcock homage. I'm trying to remember which movie it was. It was Vertigo. This is an homage to the movie Vertigo. And what's really cool is that each issue, this is I believe is a 4-issue. No, it's a 5-issue series. Each issue will have an homage to different Hitchcock movies. We will see a Psycho version. We will see a Rear Window version.
God,
I want to see the birds. That's what I want.
The birds.
Rear Window is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's so good. So this one caught my eye. I don't know if I'll be able to get this one, but man, I really would like to get a hold of it if I could. So, I love Alfred Hitchcock, and anytime I see any kind of homages of any kind, they always catch my attention. So, not only am I beating myself up for missing the cover A, I'm really beating myself up for missing this one, because this is my jam. So, really, really, really well done by Daniel Hillyard here, and just what can you say? This is a fantastic homage.
Yeah, I like the callback to Vertigo. I think that's really cool, man. But yeah, dude, Narco number 1, like I said, the read itself, the narcolepsy, it's a good read if you guys want to pick it up. That's the only thing I will always encourage. Obviously, these covers, just the cover A managed to take off, and now the Hitchcock movie homage cover here of Vertigo is seeing some numbers. Pretty cool. I like this. I think when an homage is done well, it totally deserves the love that it gets, and this one clearly getting some love. Guys, at number 5, we've got Narco number 1, Daniel Hillyard Hitchcock movie homage, top raw sale $20 for a near mint plus, top graded sale none yet, but 7-day trend of 205%. I feel like we're always saying there's no graded sale because all we're seeing are new books or books that have yet to be released, kind of like number 4. Travis, what do we got?
Oh, number 4, we got one called Tigress Island number 1. This is you guys are gonna help me. Have to help me here.
Oh,
Ephk.
just
yeah.
Ephk.
I don't Ephk Ephk variant. Sorry if I butchered that. I really apologize. We did see a high raw sale. This one for $20 for a near mint copy. High graded sale of none. We don't have any of those. Fair market value of this book for $20. 47 copies tracked, and this is one of these kind of femme-fatale. Kind of got the scantily clad women draw here, maybe. But no. This is a pretty cool, interesting title that's dropped and is getting a little bit of buzz. It looks like people are jumping on this. We have a 357% 7-day trend, which is really cool, and just looks like another one of these kind of more offbeat indie titles that are getting a little push here.
Yep. I don't know why it's reminding me about some kind of files with an island and stuff. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking. But yeah, it's one of those stories that I think it's tracking partly because it does have that feel and connection behind it as well. Without saying it, and yeah, that artist, I don't know how you say his name. her name. I don't even know if it's a he or she or
Do-
it's a us them
Do,
situation.
do
but
not ask the French Canadian Italian from pronunciation. Okay, I'm just putting that out there.
hey, I'm Puerto Rican. I can't tell you. We've done some crazy things with our names too. Okay, so but yeah, this is just one of those covers here. This is the variant by the artist that's actually doing the interiors as well. It's the storyline is kind of very simple. It's a very simple approach to it. They're stuck in an island and they're doing crazy things, and that's what's happening. I don't know the story because it's not officially out yet, so we'll find out when it comes out this week. And we'll find out what's the whole story behind it. And yes, there was a Kickstarter behind it, so I think there's a little bit of that going on with these books as well, where there's a Kickstarter that's kind of leading it to the regular top 10. So people support the Kickstarter. So once they support the Kickstarter, they want to support the actual book.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. I think if someone jumps on a Kickstarter like this, and then they see the full book come out, I think it's a draw, right? Like you're like, well, I was on the Kickstarter, I've got to be in on this one, and I think there's definitely a piece of that here, probably.
If there was a warden looking like that, I'd commit every crime that the world has to offer. just because. But yeah, no, okay, so it's basically you got a group of actresses that are like kidnapped to this island prison, and like this warden is clearly not okay.
Well, apparently she's not buying clothes her right size, or maybe they are.
Hey, cool with me, but basically these actresses are looking to get out and try to escape this, and yes, Izzy, you're not entirely wrong, but I just think the timing is kind of off with this book when it ties to some things happening in the real world. But regardless, Image, dude, is crushing it, and a lot of these titles that they've been dropping have been fire, and here now we have this one. I believe it's going to be a 5-issue mini, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it's a 5 or 6. One of them's 5, the other one's 6, so it's something like that.
Yeah, but I could totally see this playing out to be, something that could turn into something more. You know what I mean? Like, all depending on how this plays out. I'm curious to give this one a read this week. I've spoken to people who have had the opportunity to give this a read already in advance, and they've said nothing but positive things. And so I'm excited now to pick up my copy because, well, I mean, there's multiple reasons, but there's a lot more.
You're so excited you might pass out.
You know what?
It's all coming together, boys.
I mean,
it's all one. It's actually all one big storyline from the top 10.
A warden like that would not make me pass out. Let me tell you, it would keep me up all night long. In fact, number 4, guys, Tigress Island. Number 1, the Ephk variant. Top raw sale, $20 for a near mint. No graded sales yet, but 7-day trend of 357%. Let's keep these mamacitas going because at number 3, what do we got?
At number 3, if you notice, the type did not change because we have Tigress Island number 1. This is the Kaladen variant. This is an actual variant where the other one is the regular cover. We have a top raw sale of $16. I'm not going to even bother to tell you about the graded because you already know. This book has already been tracking for $15 fair market value, and we tracked 39 copies with a 7-day trend of 325%. Yep, here we go again. We got another one here. This one has to deal with another scandally clad lady sitting on the chair in her best Black Widow pose, I would say, because I think that's what it looks like to me. But Kaladen did a great job. I love the black and white, the stark contrast to it, and yeah, it's a pretty cover.
Yep.
And it's a bondage cover, so shout out to bondage books.
Yeah, a lot of folks are collecting those. I like this cover a lot. I think it's kind of got that real kind of classic look to it. It's nice. Really good work all the way around. And yeah, I think this is definitely. I'm a cover A guy, but like if I can't get it, I'm not going to be too upset with getting this one. This is a really, really, really nice, well done cover. So it's pretty slick.
I agree. It's probably the breast cover of the night. But dude,
she got legs.
She definitely got legs. When it came to the pre-orders, dude, I saw all the covers available. And when I saw Vecchio also had a cover, that was another one that I said I absolutely have to pick up. I know that some of you might be already familiar with Vecchio from other titles, but
Yeah.
besides the Vecchio one, this
Well,
Kaladen one totally.
Lando,
caught my
before you
attention.
move forward, it's
Yeah.
Luana Vecchio before people think it's Marchetto.
Yeah, no, Luana, yes, absolutely. But yeah, dude, this cover, when I saw this at FOC, I'm like, man, this is stunning, and just so well done. Nice usage of the black and white. And I'm not really one that like goes crazy for these black and white covers, but dude, I made sure to order 2 copies because I never trust the black covers. You know what I mean? There's always like
Yeah.
a fear
Yeah,
of you might
get it.
get us, that the
And
spine
you
kick.
know what? Looking at the Vecchio cover, they're showing more than they need to. This one might be bagged, should be bagged for some people.
Yeah, well, I believe so that it is,
Yeah.
but the Vecchio is shown off. If you guys saw the,
Mm-hmm.
preview of it, whatever, they block out the areolas. You know what I mean? So-
Maya Blue pointed out this is a really good cover to get signed in red ink.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Dude.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Absolutely.
The perfect cover for that.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. I love this, and you know what? That idea of using a red, I would totally do that. So yeah, thanks for the tip. I might take it because guys, number 3 we've got Tigress Island. Number 1, the Kaladen variant, top raw sales $16 for near mint. No graded sales yet, but 7-day trend of 325%. What do we got? And number 2, Travi.
Well, I believe they call this foreshadowing. We have at number 2 the DC All-In Special. Number 1, this is the Nick Dragotta third printing variant. Well, not a variant, just the third printing. Top raw sale of this book, $25 for a near mint copy. We do have a graded sale here of $75 for a CGC 9.8. Fair market value of this one for $16 with 117 copies tracked. This is the third printing of this book, as I said, and this is the first appearance of the Absolute Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and with all of the popularity surrounding the Absolute Universe, with all of the popularity finding its way to the DC All-In Special number 1 and this first appearance, we have gotten to a third printing, and this is a really interesting one. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they change the art on this last minute?
You're wrong. No, I just wanted to say you're wrong because I like saying you're wrong. But yes, you're right.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
So this was supposed to be, I think, it just Lando. I think you probably know this better than me. I don't know, but
No, yeah, you're. I know where you're going.
The original was just supposed to be another reprint of the original cover, correct? I believe. And then at the last minute, they changed it, switched it up to this new Nick Dragotta cover, featuring the original Trinity and the Absolute Trinity and this killer this killer dark side in the background. Like, this cover is fantastic. It is absolute fire, and I'm so excited about this. This is just a really, really, really cool cool idea for the third printing. It's just sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go on the record and say I love the art. I don't like the widescreen. This
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the widescreen because, first of all, it'll make it harder to display. Even if you got it graded, you can't get it graded the right way. So it's, to me personally, looking at this, I know this was meant to be a wraparound, and they decided to put it all in the cover. I would prefer to see this after the wraparound. My personal thought, because you could clearly tell this is meant to be a wraparound. It's cut right smack in the middle, and looking at it right now, it's hard for me because I gotta look at it like this. You know what I'm saying? But
well, you just wait, because it's a co-op with CGC for their new widescreen landscape slabs.
Yeah, we only got like 10 issues that we're gonna look at. And funny that we just talked about the Spider-Man book that was also a widescreen cover. If you remember that one.
You know what, guys? If that would be a thing that grading companies would actually do for such
the
books,
landscape slab,
but I think it would be genius. Because look, I'm very picky when it comes to these ones, man. Like these whole landscape covers. For me, when it's a video game one, like example the Mega Man X homage that we just recently got, dude. I remember. Shout out to Laura and Anthony over at Bird City. They had a Mario Kart 64 homage cover for Dark Ride number 1, which I had to buy
that one.
Yeah, I bought that immediately, just because anything video game related, I flock to it, man. I'm a sucker. But I think if grading companies did that for such books, right? Let's take that Mega Man X as an example. It would look like a slabbed video game, right? Because that is a thing. That is a thing, dude. There's a whole huge market.
You get an extra long label at the top.
Extra long label.
Yeah,
and you know what? And again, it's not just the slabbing side of it, you know. And I know some people in the chat, they're not fans of slabs. I like slabbing books. I don't slab everything, of course, but this is one that actually will present really nice in the slab. My issue with it is, one, it should have been the wraparound. Two, why did you have to put that damn barcode covering Batman's arm when you had a clear spot in the other side to put the barcode? You get what I'm saying? Like, you could have easily switched the DC All-In logo and put it next to Superman in the top, and then take the barcode and put it next to OG Batman, because you're not going to cover him.
But put it on the back. Put it on the back.
There's so much about this that I love the drawing so much. I really, really do, and I think it looks so great. But you dropped the ball, DC, on this one. My personal thoughts: you dropped the ball on this widescreen approach, because I'm being very serious that I would prefer this being a wraparound, and it should have been a wraparound. There you have it. That's my Izzy rant.
I don't much mind the landscape, because I don't think we see it a ton. So I like the kind of the novelty of it. I will say this, and this is the honest truth: I love seeing Dragotta draw the mainline Trinity. It's just something I feel like we haven't got a lot of, and I'm all about it. Like, I love his take on the mainline regular universe Trinity here too. So it's just a really cool cover, and I dig it. It's so cool.
Yeah, I like this distinctive style on them. How, you know, like Absolute Batman and regular Batman actually do look different, which I do dig.
Yep. And even with Superman, I mean, like the Absolute Superman looks, you know, a little more young, a little more 2000s emo. You know what I mean? He looks like he's gonna front Hawthorne Heights.
Even the color,
you know?
right? The color scheme.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's I like Dragotta's take. I like seeing kind of the switch up here, and this is I was really excited when I found out they changed the art for this. I was like, yes, all right, we're getting something different. I love new Nick Dragotta covers on the Absolute Universe.
I gotta look at it again. Let me see this again.
I'm pretty sure if you Google first world problems, this video is gonna pop up in the future. I've heard the weirdest complaints when it comes to this one, but
Give me more comic books in the right landscape.
Jeez,
portrait or nothing.
Move the logo, move this. But I agree with you. Sometimes, man, that does have a
barcode is distracting, man.
It is. I don't disagree with you on that one, but I'm happy to have pre-ordered this one, because kind of what Travis was saying, this was switched up last second. They were showing that first print as I think it was, I don't remember if it was a black and white or it was just like they changed colors, etc. But I had it on pre-order and I didn't even budge, and then I saw last second switch up. I'm like, cool, man. Got a new cover. That's cool. So, you know, shout out to everybody who had a chance to get this on pre-order and hit the luck kind of in that manner. But if not, I hope you guys had a chance to pick one up when it came out, because it is a neat cover. And I mean, if you're picky about the barcode like Izzy and everyone, sorry, I don't know what to say. Number 2, we've got DC All-In Special. Number 1, Nick Dragotta, third printing, top raw sale, $25 for near mint plus, top graded sale, $75 for 9.8, 7-day trend of 328%. It is time to get to the big numero uno. What do we got, Izzy?
At number 1, a surprise. And we've been saying surprise all these couple of weeks, but this was a really big surprise. And that's a new history of the DC universe, the Dakota Incident, number 1. This is the Diego. Okay, let's see if I can figure this one out. Lorenzu. My apology, guys. We
what
names here.
No.
Or Olortegui. Well, how will you say that?
I apologize. Actually, I don't.
I do apologize. I apologize in advance. I can't say that last name.
Izzy, this is gonna happen.
Herbervlinger, Bert Herngeiv, Irv Herblinger, Bing Live Hanger, Live Link, Bert Herkern, Bingo Ling Fucker.
Yeah, rest in peace, mama.
Rest in peace. This is the regular cover. We have a top raw sale of $40 near mint. Fair market value for this book is $20. We tracked 45 copies sold. 7-day trend of 348%. It's all about that Milestone universe in the DC universe. They're now returning. They're part of the storyline. This is part of the forgotten storyline, and I find it really interesting that we've had a lot of these history of the DC universe books. Shout out to Mark Wave, who's been doing a few of them here and there and been a part of it. So when I saw this book, I actually passed it saying I'll get it later.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
I did not see this one coming. And it's cool because I like the fact that this is getting love. You know, for me, I think I like the Milestone universe, but it was in a week where there was a lot of bangers that I had to pick up, and sometimes you gotta leave some behind. This was the one I left behind, and I'm upset that I did.
I feel like a lot of people did though, so don't kick yourself.
I did too. I did too. I just was fortunate enough to grab it kind of at a very, 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 very reasonable price on an auction a couple days ago. So I got lucky. And I had been kicking myself because, this is the new history of the DC Universe stuff has been coming out for a little while, and it was cool. And I missed this one, and I was kind of kicking myself, I was like, I just missed it completely. And so I was glad that I came across it. I'm excited to see the Milestone universe kind of reintegrate here and come back in. And you could say that some people are ecstatic about this.
Uh-huh.
That's why I'm here, folks. That's why I'm here. I'm here all week. No,
you are a real icon in this industry.
Yep. I'm just hitting milestone after milestone here. But yeah, this is exciting.
We're here all week, guys. All week.
I actually love this cover. It's really, really, really cool. So I'm going to take a shot at it. Diego Olortegui. That's what I'm going with. Olortegui. And I think
now it's Lando's turn.
I think it's fantastic.
I'll say it at the end, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. You guys were talking about how you've passed on it. I saw many of you in the chat saying the same thing, and it's okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? There's only so many books you could pick up every single week, but this one actually caught me by surprise, and then coming in at number 1 was actually even bigger of a surprise. Just having this on the top 10 is huge. But people are talking about it, and obviously the Milestone characters are definitely characters that, dude, I remember picking up like Icon, obviously, Hardware, Static. Dude, Static is probably I want to say that out of all of these characters, Static is one that stuck around, man.
It's the cartoon. The cartoon really did it.
Yeah, I think we all kind of remember kind of that cartoon dropping and it being kind of like, oh, dude, this is cool. We got kind of this new hero, and it was something to connect with, and it was really, really, really a cool show. And Static's always been one of those characters, and anytime you see him, you're just like, yes, it's Static. Like you always get excited to see Static in a series or at the forefront of something, because it kind of reminds you of when that show was coming on and how cool and fresh the character was at the time.
Yeah.
He kind of is. He's kind of like DC's answer to Miles in a weird way, where he came before Miles, of course.
Yeah, way before.
But he came before Miles in the early 2000s. You had the CW, well, not the CW, it was the WB Kids cartoon.
WB, yep.
WB Kids cartoon, Static Shot. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. And a lot of people had no idea it was part of the DC universe in some way, because Milestone was always part of DC. Milestone was just another imprint of DC. And it took time, and it was a slow burn, really. It took time, but when people started realizing and people started loving Static, and then they started calling him Static Shock because of the cartoon. It's Static, guys. It's Static, but they'll probably just stick to Static Shock now because it's embedded in so many people. But shout out to all those guys that were involved in Milestone, from Denny Cowan to Dwayne McDuffie, who, shout out to him. He passed away, but he was a big part of the addition of Milestone, especially representation is such a big thing in comic books, and Milestone was front and center in that.
Yeah. Like I said, this one actually caught me by surprise. You know, the fact that it even made the top 10 was surprising. But now, not only did it do that, it came in at number 1, guys. New history of the DC universe, the Dakota Incident. Number 1, Diego Olortegui. There you go. I think I got it.
Who said it best is the question.
Oh, guys,
Diego
that is
Olortegui.
Hey,
There
I
it
got
is.
it right the first time. Diego.
No, Diego, you got right, but
yeah.
I don't know what you said after.
All I'm gonna say is it is not even a competition. I absolutely crushed that. I win this comp tonight. So you
Diego
do what you do.
Olortegui.
I'm gonna be nice. This is a family show. I'm gonna be nice.
Dream on, boys. Top raw sale for this one, $40 in a near mint top graded sale. None yet, but 7-day trend of 348%. That was the show. Shout out to the chat. We saw you. We love rocking with you. Some of you bringing up some great points, and of course, you know, asking questions, which obviously I brought it up. I think we are going to do it, man. I would love to do a, you know, no top 10, no scripts. We don't even have scripts, to be honest. We just come on
meeting.
Yeah, let's just hanging out with the community, man. I want to do that, take some questions, and shout out to Chad Cave. I'm rocking the hair tonight. No cap.
Yeah, look
no
at that
nothing.
fluff going on
No
there,
nothing,
man.
bro. No nothing. Yeah. It's a full head of hair, but it's going white, boys. It's going white, but that's what it is. I hang out with Travis and Izzy every week. But guys, that was
Life comes
10.
at you fast.
Yeah, it does. That was the top 10. Before we go, let's go around the horn. Say good night. Iz, take it away.
All right, guys. It's good seeing you all in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's on the chat. Black Spiders, my man, is also there. JSS as well, and all the guys. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, right before our your cover price show. Izzy, we're gonna be doing an Invincible casting call. We're actually doing it this time. We've been putting it on hold a little bit because there was a lot of other things that have been going on, but we're gonna do an Invincible casting call, me and Cliff. And if you want to laugh and just enjoy guys talking about comic books, come watch us on Tuesdays. We did something on Saturday where we were at King Kong, so that was a fun show as well. So there's a lot of good stuff in the channel, as well as stuff with Travis. What's Travis doing now?
Nothing. I'm just living life, boys. That's all I'm doing. No, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thank you, chat. You guys rocked it as always, and thank you, Izzy, man. I love the viewpoints in Lando. You know what I'm about to say, brother. Thank you for trying.
Always. Guys, speaking of trying, he pretends to be doing nothing, but I heard through the grapevine that his son asked him to help him out with Astrobot, and it took him more than 10 minutes to beat a mission for his kid. Imagine. Do better.
Not on my game like I used to be, man.
You lost it. Guys, tomorrow night, the new Comic Book Day show, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget, obviously, go check out Izzy prior to that over on his channel. Wednesday night, Matt and John are going live with a very special guest, which I hope you all tune in to check out. And then Thursday night, we've got the Shakers. All shows going live, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I go live Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. I only now realize that even I go live with all of Cover Price at 9. That's weird. But yeah. Very unintentional. That happens. Make sure to tune in. Tune in to all the shows. Show some love. And have yourselves a good evening. If you're catching the replay, have yourselves a great day, man. Adios.
Bye.